light heavyweight star Carlos Sugar de Leon. He's working in Buffalo, New York, where there is no overpopulation of contenders. We haven't seen him at the big-time level of boxing before. Is Mesi well trained?
I think he looks very good for this fight. It was interesting. He was speaking to him in Spanish also. Maybe Joe can speak Spanish a little bit, but I think he's fighting a very focused and determined fight, this fight. And in fact, I'll be honest, I'm surprised that he's fighting as sharp as he is with his punches. But I think the weight reduction is reflective of his condition for this fight, and the fact that he trained outside of Buffalo for the first time.
He was in Las Vegas for a month.
Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, baby Joe Mesi. I gotta tell you something, Jim. When you get a fight like this with 2 big heavyweights standing in the middle of the ring wailing on each other, really, you don't go to the full criteria. At the end of the round, you say to yourself, who hurt the other guy more than the other guy hurt him? And that's how you score this fight. Mesi got hurt more in the first round. Jirov certainly got hurt more in rounds 2 and 3. 2-1, Mesi.
You know, Mesi looked uncomfortable in round 1, as though he wasn't quite sure what he was dealing with Jirov, but he got off nearly 80 punches in round 2, 65 in round 3, and now looks as though he's way into his comfort zone here in round 4.
Yeah, I think they'll be getting his distance a lot better now. You know, remember, he didn't have many amateur fights, in particular compared to Jirov, who had a lot of amateur fights on the top level.
Jirov was the Val Barker Trophy winner as the outstanding boxer in the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta. Joe Mesi almost made it to those Olympics, but was beaten in the American box-off for the heavyweight spot by Lawrence Claybay. There's a good right hand by Mesi.
Mesi seems to have gotten comfortable with the southpaw style now. The first round was very uncomfortable.
There's a good left hand, stuns Jirov as Mesi landed it up and under.
Head movement, feint.
And another right hand lands flush against Jirov's face.
Jirov is not stepping back like he was earlier. He's just standing there trying to anticipate the punches. And as a result, Mesi's having a lot more success now.
Jirov taking too many flush punches from a bigger heavyweight at this moment. Trying to fight fire with fire, he steps in rather than to go back to boxing. Body shot by Jirov.
Come on, 30 seconds. Come on, wait.
Jirov over the top, and Mesi with the 1-2, and now a body shot and a left hook that knocks Jirov back. Straight hand lands again. I think he stunned Jirov with that body shot.
No, he stepped on his feet. He actually stepped on his feet. What happens after with a southpaw?
And there Jirov lands the right hand that knocks Mesi back. Good counter shot by Vassily Jirov. Joe Mesi stunned.
This has turned out to be a tremendous fight.
Ebb and flow, shifting tides of fortune. 2 heavyweights looking for a knockout.
Beautiful. Don't lose your head. Beautiful. All right, get a deep breath. He's ready to go. You heard him a couple of times. Give me one more deep breath. I'm sorry. When you move your hand up, I want you to keep your hands up. Your hands up. Every once in a while, he's trying to steal with that right hand. Okay, I want you to keep going. I want you to stay loose. Keep your face going. I want your fan going. Every time you look at the champ here, looking for you. Look at the champ. Look at the champ. What I said to you. Look at the champ. I said to you.
Let's hit the body.
He's down.
Mesi again going to work with his straight right, but this time coming back up with a left. Now watch as he steps on his foot. Not an infrequent occurrence when a conventional fighter fights the southpaw at close quarters.
In round 4, Joe Mesi again got off more than 70 punches, landing 24. Jirov only able to get off 38. With each passing round, Mesi's punch output is more and more distant from that of Jirov, who's dropping a little bit. There's the left hand that Jirov uses to try to keep Mesi off of him.
Jirov trying to anticipate when Mesi moves in and stop him with that right jab.
That's his best weapon.
Stop!
You know, we were saying that he was a good amateur boxer, Emmanuel, but he's been successful as a pro, as a tough, stalking inside fighter wearing his opponents down.
Yeah.
He's trying to fight his first heavyweight fight in a way that he hasn't fought in a long time.
And with a lot more weight, too. But the thing about it, in his cruiserweight fights, most of his best punch to me was always his body punch. Tremendous body punching.
Well, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's given up on that.
Yes, and
maybe because he's felt some of Mesi's power and he doesn't want to be in there.
Well, exactly. If he continues to commit to the body, as he did as a cruiserweight, he's going to be leaving his head open frequently for Mesi to hit it, and he feels as though he can't afford to do it. So that's blunting some of what Jirov has depended on for the bread and butter of his offense in the past.
Holding, Joe.
They trade body shots inside.
Stop! Break.
And again, Mesi seemed to be doing the heavier damage.
Stop! Go back. Don't hold, guys.
The flurry by Mesi lands a big left hook. Second left hook, right to the body. Third big left hook upstairs. Jirov getting tattooed by power punches. Mesi, two right hands to the body. Uppercut misses. Jirov trying to fight back with the left.
Jirov is trying to be James Toney to Mesi's Jirov here.
Yeah.
Jirov landed a big right hand upstairs. Mesi seems unflustered.
all of those power shots.
Solid punches.
Yeah, nobody was really hurt, though, believe it or not. Now you have to worry about Mesi running out of gas himself, doing what Jirov did with Tony.
Well, I think Jirov, to a degree, is depending on that. He's hoping that what he saw in the Monty Barrett fight mean that he'll wind down.
Up and under. He's finding 3 or 4 different angles for that straight right hand, and right now they're working. Left hook lands again for Mesi, and another big right hand up and under to punctuate the round. That was a huge round for baby Joe Mesi.
Big round for Joe Mesi.
He's taking that attack on you. You gotta be first. You gotta be first. You be second here. Second is not gonna be good for you. All right, you land the southpaw shot, but if you first, you land it twice, and then you hard it to the body, and you don't get back to the body, papi. Why you gotta go back to the body?
That's it. Breathe, baby. Breathe. Keep breathing. Deep breath, deep breath. Yeah. What are you supposed to do when he's coming in?
Vaseline on it. Okay. Look.
I got it.
Vassily.
Jirov looks especially tired for this early in the fight for him, but he hangs in there, stays in there, and lands some clean punches. You know, sometimes if you wait for your opponent to get tired, you're sitting in the dressing room after the fight with a defeat.
Yeah, well, you know, and the thing about it, too, when both of these guys are landing a pretty good percentage of their punches, too, it's not where guys are just swinging and missing, whereas when fighting James Tony gets in those angles where you're punching, but you're not really hitting him clean.
Jirov starts the round 6 with a right hand over the top that lands on Mesi. CompuBox numbers for the 5th round imposing for Mesi, 30 out of 88. Both of those numbers his high for the fight so far. Left hook lands inside again for Mesi. Jirov only got off 33 punches by CompuBox count in the 5th round. His punch count has been dropping throughout the fight. Hard right hand over the top by Jirov. Mesi comes back with 2 shots of his own and then complains to referee Jay Nady about what?
And there's a cut over the right eye of Jirov on that accidental cut. Sorry, accidental butt.
And it's bleeding heavily, and Dr. Margaret Goodman is going to take a look.
Okay.
Nevada State Athletic Commission Executive Director Mark Ratner holding up a card that said accidental headbutt so that everybody at ringside knows the score. Jirov still bleeding around the right eye as Mesi tries to go to work on it. Wide punches with the right and the left. Sometimes he's throwing it straight up the middle. Sometimes he's sweeping. Most of them are landing.
You know, once again, headbutts, not unusual between fighters going at each other, one conventional and one southpaw.
Mesi seems to have gotten his rhythm and his balance and timing very much down pat now as the fight is progressing. The southpaw style has not bothered him at all, though.
Indeed, the 88 punches that Mesi got off in the last round, the most ever thrown against Jirov in a single round in any fight tracked by CompuBox. your box.
Yeah, he's not only being effective, but he's actually outworking Jirov, which is very unusual for a fighter.
Not what anyone expected.
No.
But the difficulty of getting off a lot of punches rises when your opponent has power. And that's probably the primary reason that Jirov just hasn't been able to throw as many tonight.
No, he has not. I don't know, maybe the weight may have affected him a little bit too. Even though he looks good at it, maybe it's slowed him down just a little bit.
He lands a hard right hand. Jirov, unaffected, comes back with a left. Mouthpiece falls out of Jirov's mouth.
No, it came out of Mesi's
mouthpiece. Jirov looking at Jay Nady to say, hey, right not my mouthpiece.
No talking.
It's the other guy. Right hand by Jirov.
Watch your head.
Left hand by Jirov lands on the back of Mesi's head. Mesi with another right hand straight up the middle onto Jirov's chin. Mesi changing speeds on the jab.
Mesi's punching much shorter and straighter punches than he was early in the beginning of the fight. Whereas Jirov's punches are more of a loop. And that's been a big factor as the fight goes on, the shorter distance of his punches.
Jirov's going to need some serious cut work in the corner between rounds. The cut is above the eyelid, seemingly just under the eyebrow, and that's the point from which the blood can blind the fighter. Mesi's taking advantage, throwing a lot of heavy shots.